Let me tell you the incredible story of Joseph, a tale of betrayal, perseverance, and ultimate triumph that has captivated people for generations. Joseph was his father Jacob's favorite son, gifted with a beautiful coat of many colors. But this special treatment bred jealousy among his 11 brothers. You see, Joseph had these dreams that suggested he would one day rule over his family. When he shared these visions, it was the last straw for his brothers. One day, while Joseph was checking on his brothers in the fields, they saw their chance. Consumed by envy and hatred, they plotted against him. Some wanted to kill him outright, but instead, they chose a different fate. They stripped him of his precious coat and threw him into a deep pit. Then, spotting a caravan of traders heading to Egypt, they sold their own brother into slavery for 20 pieces of silver. Just imagine being betrayed by your own flesh and blood, torn from everything you've ever known. But Joseph's story was far from over. In Egypt, he was sold to Potiphar, one of Pharaoh's highest officials. Despite his circumstances, Joseph didn't let bitterness consume him. Instead, he worked diligently, showing such exceptional capability that Potiphar put him in charge of his entire household. Everything seemed to be looking up for Joseph. That is, until Potiphar's wife entered the picture. She desired Joseph and tried to seduce him day after day. When Joseph repeatedly refused her advances, she became furious. In revenge, she falsely accused him of attempted assault. Potiphar, believing his wife, had Joseph thrown into prison. There he was, first betrayed by his brothers, then falsely accused and imprisoned. Many would have given up hope, but not Joseph. Even in the darkest dungeon, his faith remained unshaken. He continued to serve others with integrity, gaining the trust of the prison keeper, who eventually put him in charge of all the other prisoners. This was just the beginning of Joseph's journey. His story teaches us that sometimes life's harshest setbacks can lead to our greatest comebacks. Through it all, the betrayal, the slavery, the false accusations, and imprisonment, Joseph never lost his character, his faith, or his hope. His story reminds us that our circumstances don't define us. It's how we respond to them that matters. Little did Joseph know that his time in prison would eventually lead to an encounter that would change not only his life, but the fate of an entire nation. But that's a story for another time.